Just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Tuesday. That can only mean one thing. On air with Russell of Hotels. You know that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. Maybe you didn't know that. Well, after the show, if this is your first time, everybody will be talking about it. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday, to everybody. Today is actually Tuesday, March 24th. I got to tell the date. I want to make sure people know this is live, right? This is live. It's not recorded. Um, so thank everyone that's joining me on the live. In fact, I need to make sure that I am live on Instagram as well. Let me go ahead and do that because Instagram acts independently. Okay, so I may be live on Instagram as well. Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Um, but Instagram acts independently, so it does not it's not in the same platform, so I actually have to I mean, there's some stuff to it, but you know what? We make it work, okay? We make it work however we need to make it work, so, sometimes you just gotta doctor things together. No, you don't have to. I mean, you just gotta follow the procedures and go from there, but I've been doing this for a minute, so I kinda know what I'm doing now. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. The chat is open, so once again, if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, please feel free to make a comment, and I can put them on the screen in real time. So, other than if you're on Instagram, so sorry, but anything else, if you are, if you make a comment, I will make sure I put it on the comment. So this is on air with Russell of Hotels. This is show number 336. As you can see, it's scrolling at the bottom. Um, this comes on every Tuesday, right? But as if that's not enough, I do was it 5 different shows? Okay, well, 5 different times. I do 2 shows. So, okay, so On Air with Russell of Hotels, and this is for the people that maybe this is their first time joining. On Air with Russell of Hotels, this show comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock EST. I'm in California, I'm in Los Angeles, and then I do a daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and those times kind of vary. I mean, it can be in the morning through the afternoon. It just depends on when I have time to do it and what I have to talk about, right? So normally these shows, I'll just say this: I'll never do a show, either this on-air show or the daily check-in, without showcasing a hotel or a destination, because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about elevating those brands that maybe you didn't know about, maybe you forgot about. It's not in your wheelhouse. You're like, wait a minute, I remember that hotel, right? And I just happened to find one last week. I told the story yesterday, but you know, I checked it out yesterday. But you may not have checked out the daily check-in. And this is the monologue, right? So the monologue before the show starts. Okay? So I just want to make sure everything's working. I'm connected like I'm supposed to be, and hopefully everyone can hear me. And hopefully I'm using my what do you call it? My what is this? My lapel microphone, little DJ microphone that I picked up, a couple of months ago, just to kind of test things out, because you got to be on the technology, right? You want to make sure the stuff works. So anyway, so there you go. So what else I was gonna say? I don't even remember now. See, I just lost my train of thought that quick. But I wanted to. There was a couple. I had a couple conversations this week, right? Actually yesterday. I mean, the week just started yesterday, right? About, people getting on tips, performance and improvement plans and, people losing their jobs and then looking for new jobs and stuff like that. I mean, I'm glad people call me and let me know these things, and I'm here to help wherever I can help, right, and give advice or whatever. But, what I'm finding out is, um, the people that are in charge these days, they really I'm not gonna say are they equipped to be in charge? Should they be in charge? I don't know, 'cause I'm hearing a lot of horror stories of, people that are, maybe general managers or regional operations people, regional vice presidents, regional directors of sales, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm hearing the same stuff, right? I'm hearing the same stuff that I won't say they don't know what they're doing, but they're not connected. They're misinformed. They don't know how to reach people. They rule with or they manage their title instead of their presence. You ever heard the book called Presence Driven Leader? I don't know how that segue into this, but this book right here from Victor Simmons, author is Victor Simmons, a good friend of mine. He just wrote this book, right? But it has nothing to do with that. But I'm just basically, I mean, it just kind of tied into that, right? But a lot of people do lead with their title, instead of leading with their knowledge and how to help people, how to, build relationships, uplift people, and get the best out of people, right? We kind of forget that kind of stuff, right? And training is training still relevant these days? Because when I came up, and I came up a long time ago, 25, 30 years ago, where the big hotel companies had trainings. They had like, okay, I'll say I came up with Marriott, right? I came up with Marriott, and they had it was called the ID training program, individual development training. And you had to do, now I started with Courtyard Marriott, right? So you had to go through right out of college. So I went to school and then went through this. I was hired out of school to go into this ID program, right? And they taught you everything. You went through SOPs, standard operating procedures. So you knew everything that you needed to do. You were learning it, right? Anything to learn or do as a manager when you potentially got there, when you eventually got there, it was trained, right? We went through everything in that book that was like this big, right? It was the Bible for the most part, hotel Bible, or at least the one of Marriott. And you drank the Kool-Aid, right? Whatever it was, you drank the Kool-Aid. Well, guess what? That Kool-Aid that I drank 25, 30 years ago, I'm still sipping it today because I still remember the trainings and the things that they wanted to get you to understand about, guest services and how to train people and how to, and how to do certain things and follow procedures and things like that. And sometimes, well, this not sometimes, but when management companies came into the fold, we kind of lost that because management companies started hiring people. Yeah, they started hiring people from that pool of, the corporate people, like the Marriott people, the Hilton people, even the Starwood people before Starwood went away, right? But those people were trained from someone, right? They went through a similar training program. A lot of them did. I don't say all of them. A lot of them did. But something has happened between that then and now where we have forgotten to train people. We're putting people in positions that have no business in these positions, and we think, because they get a title, they know how to do it, right? And they don't. And there's and that's why we talk about, is hospitality still a thing? Is this still around? Do people even know what hospitality is? Do they know how to give it? And I would say across the board, no, they don't. I think is it a lost art? I don't know. I'm on the fence with things, right? But some hotels get it right, and some don't, right? And it seems like it's more that's not getting it right than that's getting it. It's more getting it wrong than some that's getting it right, right? Did that make sense? But anyway, I just, like I said, I travel girlies. Is that travel girls? YS? Hey, travel girls YS. Is that what that says? I'm not sure. But anyway, thanks for joining. I'm Russell Edmond, Russell of Hotels. But yeah, so I did those are things I just wanted to say. This is, like I said, this is the monologue. I haven't started the show yet, but those are things that are on my mind because I get calls and emails from people, and it just makes me think. It first of all, it makes me sad that people are not being trained like they used to. We're not spending those time. We're not spending that money training people. Do we even have the means to do it? Do we even have training programs anymore? Or are we just giving them a video? Hey, read the, watch the video and, tell me what you think, or then get back to work. I don't know what we're doing. I really don't know what we're doing. I've been on property maybe about 6 or 7 years. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really connected. I'm connected, but not that connected where, um, you know, where do I know that they're actually doing the training? I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, maybe because someone can chime in and tell me something, educate me because I love to be educated. So anyway, once again, this is the On Air with Russell of Hotel, show number 336. We're gonna get this show started. So I'm gonna do the intro. We're gonna come right back, and we're gonna get started. I got a topic today. It's gonna be good. Just wait, just hold on. We got jobs, all that stuff. Hold on tight. Once again, hello to everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So hold on one second, and we'll be right back in about a minute and 20 seconds. Let's just say. Go ahead and start counting. Hey, Russell Hotels. Once again, this is on air at Russell Hotels, show number 336. Someone just asked me, and we were going through this whole thing and the intro, and someone said, "How do I connect?" Like I got a text message. Um, how do they watch the show? I mean, you just go on to LinkedIn, on my page, LinkedIn, I'm Russell L. Edmond. Go on to LinkedIn, either page, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Go in under Russell Edmond, and you will find me. Okay, so that's what I say. Hold on one second. LinkedIn, at I'm doing this as I'm doing this show. Someone is texting me, so hold on one second because I want to make sure. LinkedIn at Russell. What is my name? Russell L. Edman. That is my real name. Okay, so you would think people know how to do that, but anyway, hey, that you know what? It's all about education. It's all about training, right? So my job is to train people. So there you go. So anyway, once again, I always get, and I laugh at my own jokes. So every time I do one of these shows, I'm always gonna showcase a hotel, and I'm always gonna laugh at my own jokes. So there you go. So, let's get this party started. So welcome to everybody once again. Let me just check Instagram. Anybody new on there? Marvin Vasquez, 324. Thank you so much for joining, along with Miss Travel Girls YS, and that's on Instagram. So once again, Instagram, I gotta go back and forth. I gotta click back and forth. So, but that's okay. I see Miss Jackie. What's up, Jackie? What's up, cousin Jackie? How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you coming on. Let me just change this right here. Boom. You guys know that what the show is. So anyway, so once again, I'm always going to showcase a hotel, and today's hotel is the Ayres Hotel in Hawthorne slash Manhattan Beach. It's in Hawthorne, I guess, but it's just right down the street from Manhattan Beach. Okay, and it's a hotel that never had been on my radar. I mean, I passed by this thing a million times because it sits right on Rosecrans Avenue or Boulevard, right off the 405 freeway. For anyone that has left the airport area and is going south on the 405, which is a major highway freeway here in Los Angeles, you've passed by this hotel. You've seen it, and you're probably like, "What is the Ayres Hotel?" And I actually stayed there last week, okay, because had to have my, quick story. I always got a story, right? It's all about storytelling. Um, had to have my house fumigated because we had termites. Okay, so this happens. Been in the house 25 years and had never, had it, whatever, and they were acting like it was a smorgasbord. I mean, they were like a buffet. It was termites eating up the wood under the house, so we had to have it fumigated. I mean, it happens, and other houses that had this happen as well. So, it wasn't like they were discriminating against us or they selected us. They just, They don't discriminate. They like wood. But, so yeah, so we had to have that done, tinted for 2 days. So we had to move out for 2 days, right? So you had to pack everything or you had to double bag all your, things that you would consume, like if you had a lot of medicine and all that, you wanna take that with you or double bag it. Any food items other than canned, because those are sealed, right? So that's okay. Anything like say you had, flour and spices and things in a refrigerator, things in a freezer, they had to be double bagged. They could be put back in the freezer in the refrigerator, but they had to be double bagged, right? So we had to do that stuff. Well, once we did that, we moved out and we stayed at one of the options to stay was, I'm gonna say Hilton Garden Inn. I've been to Hilton Garden before, okay. I know what that's all about. But then the Ayres was another one because we had a credit on, like, Airbnb, and one of the hotels they 2 of the hotels they selected was one Hilton Garden Inn, and that was closer to the house, and I said, "I don't wanna stay there." And then the Ayres, I said, "You know what? I driven by this Ayres Hotel a million times and never stayed there." I've been in the restaurant before because someone had it going away some years ago. And that was like it had to be like 15 years ago. So I hadn't been in there in 15 years, but I never stayed there, never saw the rooms, never really paid attention to the public space. So I said, "You know what? Let's stay at the Ayres." So we stayed at the Ayres, and I was pleasantly surprised. Now the hotel's been there for a while, like I said, but I had never been in the hotel part. So did that, and that's what I'm showing today. So it's 172 guest rooms, 7,200 square feet of meeting space, and this is the entrance to the hotel, and it kinda gives you and I mentioned this yesterday when I was doing my daily check-in. I said, I know this is not a word that's in my vocab vocabulary normally, but it's kinda charming. It's a charming and quaint kinda little hotel, like, kinda boutique-ish, if you will, but it's kinda quaint and, kinda charming. I'm like and it kinda gives you that this is the courtyard area, so I'm on the 4th floor or the 3rd and I'm looking out the window in the courtyard. So this is part of the courtyard. I really just wanted to get the pool right there. But you can see it kinda gives you like a European kind of feel. I'm like, "You know what? It's kinda cool. I like it. It kinda works, right?" So this is the pool area, the courtyard. The courtyard is actually a good size. There's people out there, doing their work, and what I love about hotels like this is that they have a lot of places to sit, that you can there wasn't that many people where you couldn't be private, like, say, if you're doing a Zoom call or whatever, which a couple people were, I got in one corner, and then 2 other people in other corners, and they were doing their Zoom calls, and I was doing mine, right? So, it worked out really well. The Wi-Fi works no matter where you are, so that's what I'm talking about. So shout out to Air for that, right? But, then they had they had a lot of inside space too, like the library, they had the lobby, of course, and a restaurant. So it was a lot of places that you can just sit and just be. That's what you wanted to do, just sit and listen, just be, okay? But it gave me kinda like I said, a European feel, if you will, some parts of it. This is the meeting space, although I didn't go in the meeting space, I just wanted to show that they do have meeting space, 7,200 square feet. It was locked, and that's how it should be, and I wasn't there. I didn't wanna take a tour. I like going around and kinda being nosy and seeing if the meeting space is unlocked 'cause shout out to any hotels that make sure their meeting space, if it's not in use, it needs to be locked. You want people going in there, that can be kind of a liability, so make sure your meeting space is locked. So, good job, Ayres Hotel, for keeping your meeting space locked. Cause damn it, I sure tried to get in, but I couldn't. But no, I could have easily set up a tour or whatever, but I really I was kinda in and out and, didn't really have time to do that. Most hotels didn't have time to do no, I really didn't, okay? So there you go, but they have meeting space, I just have to and this is the courtyard again, so didn't that give a kind of a European kinda feel right there? Just kinda that photo right there. So I was sitting at one of those tables, they have a little fountain right there, right on the opposite side of the pool. So it was actually, like I said, it was kinda cool. I kinda got my work done and, you get yourself out of the guest room and, let me go experience the hotel for what it is, and definitely enjoyed it. And this is the, part lobby area. Once again, don't you get that kinda European feel? Kinda, like I said, boutique-ish, charming, quaint, you although it did need now I'm gonna say this, right? It does it's showing its age, and it probably does need to be have a refresh. Let's just say it needs a refresh, but it's very clean, it's in good shape, right? I can sell me as a salesperson, I mean, back in the day, I worked in some rundown hotels, right? But they were clean and they were charming for the most part, right? I can sell that, right? But I cannot sell an old dirty hotel. There's no way I can do that. No, there's no way anyone could do that, right? 'Cause there's too many flaws to hide, okay? The people understand, okay, it's older, I understand, but it has, character and this and that. This one has a lot of character. There's a lot of character and a lot of charm to it. So, you can overlook some of the maybe the furniture's old, maybe, maybe some of the carpet, yeah, it needs to be changed, that kind of stuff. But, it was very clean and it was very well kept, and that goes a long way with me, believe me. Believe me. And this is another part of this is the opposite side, you know, the outside patio area, and then this is a guest room. You can see from the guest room, like, you're probably like, "Oh, yep, yep, it needs to be, yeah, little refresh, we need that." But like I said, it's nice, it was very comfortable. Only thing you can tell hotels that don't have standards, like, say, um, a known brand hotel or a branded hotel, like a Marriott Hilton, the TV was probably like, I don't know if it was 40 inches, you know what I mean? And it's funny how you notice that right away, like, that's a small ass TV, right? I mean, I have my TV that's right across from me is I think it's small, and it's 55, 56, right? So I need me a 60 or 70, but you compare that to like a 40-inch TV this hotel had, and it was sits in an armoire. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So, yeah, they need to and like I said, it goes back to standards and some of the, you know, independent hotels. And this I wanna say Ayres is family owned, and they have quite a few hotels. I mean, I think I can 15, 10, 15, maybe even 20 hotels. San Diego, they have a couple. They have 'em, this one here, right, in Manhattan Beach/Hawthorne. They have one in Inland Empire as well. So they have quite a few around. So they've been around a minute. Front desk area, of course, were nice. And this is the guest room again, but this is kinda you see the armoire to your right, right? Right, just this little sitting area, lunch there or whatever. They had a working desk as well. They had this, so the room was pretty spacious. And that's one thing about the older hotels, they have a lot of elbow room to stretch out. So, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And, of course, I have a topic. Of course, I have a topic. So, you know having these conversations over the week, over the last couple of days, with salespeople or people that wanna be salespeople or whatever, um, and I meet I see people all the time, I see salespeople all the time. I go to ho in and out of hotels, go to conferences. Of course, I do hotel site selection, so I'm always trying to with clients and all that kind of stuff, right? And, hold on one second. Are you talking about I'm not sure what I don't know what the heck these people are, sending me they know I'm doing this show right now, okay? Why are they sending me text messages like I'm gonna be reading and responding? If you're on the show, know that make your comments in the chat. That'd be nice. It's okay. Put the comments in the chat and I can respond to them. I see Stony Vince promo or Stony Vince so literally, thank you guys so much for joining. Appreciate you. So, okay, the topic for today, hospitality sales needs to be more visible. Not being visible equals invisible. Okay. So the more people see you for the most part, the more they're gonna remember what you do, who you are, and how you can help them, right? Because that's the most important thing. You know how we talk about these elevator pitches and You gotta have your elevator pitch and, elevator speech or whatever. Um, Let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Those are 3 things that you need to tell people, because guess what? Everybody's not gonna be interested in what you have to say, right? So, limit it to 3 things: who you are, what you do, and how you can help. You ain't gonna be able to help everybody because everybody doesn't want your kinda help. Meaning, if I'm in the elevator, I didn't mean to come off that rude, but if I'm in an elevator, I do hotel site selection for the most part. So that's what I'm gonna lead with. So I let them know that everyone doesn't need that, right? But if they don't need it, you just keep it moving. Like, "Hey, it was nice meeting you, pleasure. This is my floor. I'll see you later." But if they're interested, they will say, "Oh, really? You have a card? I do. You know what? I hate that. My boss gives me stuff to do, and I hate that because I get so inundated with other stuff that I have to do. I need somebody to help me with that." Boom, there you go. "Here's my card, or give me your card and I'll call you, or give me your email and I'll reach out to you." That kinda stuff, right? But everyone does not need hotel site selection, okay? So why waste our time? Let's move on to the next thing. Let's get in the other element, take it off the top. Let's do that. But anyway, are we visible? You know, I but are you visible? Hospitality sales, and that goes for hotel people, it goes for DMO people, destination marketing organizations, and CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau. Okay, so it goes for every salesperson that's in hospitality sales. You need to be more visible. What does that mean? Well, I'll just say this once again, not being visible, you might as well be invisible. Okay. So, but I'm gonna break it down for you. Don't worry. Don't worry. And I'm looking at my iPad right here. So I'm looking at my iPad. So, okay. In today's world, it's not enough just to be good at what you do. People have to see you to know who you are, what you do, and how you get. Did I just say that a while ago? If you're not visible, you're invisible. I just said that. Didn't I say that? Okay, number 1. Okay, let's click on number 1. Number 2 is number 1. Where's number If I get to the topic, then I would know where number 1 would be. Bear with me for a second. Have it queued up like I thought I did, but that's okay. We're still rolling with it. Number 1, show up consistently on LinkedIn, and I specifically said LinkedIn because LinkedIn equals business or brand development. This is how you develop your business or your brand through LinkedIn. Now, the other social media platforms, yeah, you do need to have a presence on those. You need to have at least a profile, right? Every brand is out there, and the brand, remember, the brand starts with you. So if you're the brand, if you are your own, but let's just say you want to lead with you. Let's say you work for someone. You want to lead with you, especially if you're a salesperson, because people buy you, right? You're building a relationship. I don't know the last time a hotel called me up and said, "Hey, I wanna build a relationship with you." You know what I mean? I don't Has it ever happened to you? Maybe it's happened to other people. I don't know. But a hotel has never called me, never emailed me, never sent me a postcard, okay? So make sure we understand the brand is us, and how do we develop our brand is being visible. And one good one for business to business, the platform that I would use is LinkedIn, and you guys know that um, this is transmitting to LinkedIn right now as we speak, right? But I'm also on Facebook, I'm also on Instagram and YouTube, okay? So, but my main platform of choice is LinkedIn because I think people sleep on it too much. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, I think you're missing the point. You're missing everything. You're missing the boat. You don't. I don't think you even know what a boat is. If you don't have a profile on LinkedIn, and this goes for hotels. I go through countless and try to find countless hotels because if I'm in a this is what I do. If I'm in a hotel and, maybe I'm doing my own little site tour or whatever, I will try to tag them on my posting, right? I mean, that's the natural thing to do, right? Social media, whatever. this is development page, whatever it is, you wanna tag people to let them know that, okay, someone's checking me out. Someone's, thought enough of my brand to post about it, right? And to tag me on it. Okay. I did that for this hotel. The what's the name of it? The Ayres Hotel, the one I just showcased today. They don't have one. They don't have a LinkedIn profile. They don't have a LinkedIn page. Does that make sense? No. If you're a business or a brand, meaning individual, make sure you have a LinkedIn page. It makes no sense not to have it. You're missing out because you cannot control how people will buy you, how people will find you, how they will buy you. Okay. You don't know. If you don't have that, if you're not using it, you're missing the boat. You're missing the boat from a business perspective, and even if you're trying to get a job at some point. Because guess what? Prospective employers, what do they look? They look on LinkedIn to see what your profile says. They wanna see who you are, what you do, what have you done. They wanna see all that stuff. So if you don't have one, kinda shame on you and get with it. I mean, this is 2026. Um, I'm so bad with LinkedIn. Well, is Miss Stone Events promo, Miss Keisha, what does that mean you're bad? You're so bad with LinkedIn. What does that mean? You don't use it? You don't use it? Okay, well, there's no time like the present to get used to it. Just start using it. It's okay. I mean, it's all right if we don't use it like we should, but this is a wake-up call. Today's the wake-up call, okay? From Russell of Hotels. If you don't use LinkedIn and you're a business, and Miss Keisha, you are a business, right? So make sure that we have a LinkedIn profile, okay, and it's updated. So whatever you're doing now, maybe you haven't updated in a couple of years. I think every year you should update it. But sometimes we do things, like we done new events, we posted new videos, we changed the direction of our business or our company or whatever. You need to make sure that your LinkedIn profile has been updated. I just updated mine a couple days ago, literally just a couple days ago, over the weekend, on Sunday, because there's some new things that I wanted to do that I'm doing now. So I changed the profile. I changed the wording and all that kind of stuff. So you have to do it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So show up consistently on LinkedIn. LinkedIn equals business brand development. Okay. So use platforms like LinkedIn to share insights, highlight your property or destination, talk about what you're working on. Why not? And you don't have to name your clients, okay? So don't think it's something like, "Oh, I gotta show the faces of my clients. I gotta tell you which clients I'm working." No, just what do you do? What is the process of trying to find a client? What do you do? Or what's the process of doing a site tour? And I would repost that stuff over and over again. You can splice things up. Like, say you did a 50-minute video about, you're talking about a site tour. Well, cut it up into pieces. Don't show it all in its entirety. Cut it up into pieces, like little reels, if you will. And then just do the little clips, like maybe they're a minute long. That's 15. Like, say if you did a 15-minute video, you chop it up into 1-minute videos. Boom, that's 15 right there. And you can re-show those things over and over again. That's what I do. I mean, it's not I'm not sharing anything with you that I don't do myself, okay? So, once again, show up consistently on social media, specifically LinkedIn, okay? Share insights. Whatever you're working on, share it. Highlight your property or destination. Yeah, people don't know it exists. Contrary to popular belief, there's hotels out there that people don't know exist. I forgot about the Ayres Hotel. It's down the street from my house. I passed by it a million times, okay? I have never been in the rooms. I never stayed there, okay, until last week. Tuesday through Thursday, I stayed there, okay, and never stayed there before. So, and it wasn't like they were reaching out, but I knew I wanted to check it out, right? It was an option. I said, "You know what? This is the one I wanna choose." So, and talk about what you're working on. So, "Oh, I'm working on," or let them know, like, if you're a salesperson and you handle specific markets, like, "Hey, I handle, association out of California," or I handle national association," or "I do sports, but I only do collegiate sports." Let people know that. You don't know who's watching. You never know who's watching. So, mm, Consistency builds familiarity, and familiarity builds trust. So the more familiar they become with you, the more trustworthy they are that you are, right? They're like, "Okay, I see this Russell of hotels. He's talking about this," and he's not just talking about it, he's showing it. Like, he talks about site selection. Well, he's at hotels. He's showing hotels. That builds credibility. Mm, there you go. And did I tell you that if it wasn't for LinkedIn, there would be no Russell. There'd be no Russell of hotels. There probably would be, but you wouldn't know who he was, right? So and there's still people that don't know who I am. Keisha says, "I never post there." Hmm, okay. Let's, let's start today. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's start today. Okay, number 2, stay in front of your network. Stay in front of your network. Don't just connect, stay connected. A lot of people, we will connect with them, but do we send them notes? Do we say, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, just checking up on you, blah, blah, blah," just kinda send them a note every now and then? We have to do that. It's not just like, "Oh, I'm connected with him or her," but you don't do anything with it. You have to continuously reach out to people, build that relationship, and you can build a relationship with people online. We all know that, right? But this is more of a business connection, okay? I can't tell you how many people I've collaborated with on shows like this, other podcasts that I've been invited to come on because they saw my presence on LinkedIn. I would say 90% of the people that I have hosted or that I've, been on their shows, if they've been on my show, probably over 90%. They've been on LinkedIn. That's where I found them, and that's where they find me. And most of the people I never met in person. I've only met them online. We've done collaborations with people around the world. Paula C is in Brazil. I mean, who else? Waldine. Where's Waldine? Waldine is in Central Latin America somewhere, I believe. Yeah, so there's people that I've met with, Maret what's her I can't Maret, I can't think of her last name, starts with a P, but she's in the Middle East. I mean, I've collaborated with so many people, it's ridiculous, and they're not local. Doesn't matter where they are, right? But the thing I'm trying to say is that I met them all on LinkedIn, okay? And I've been lucky enough to meet some people in person. Bruce Jordan, the MJ of hotels. I met him on LinkedIn, but then later I met him in person. He actually came to my house. I mean, he was in LA and I had him come over my house and we ended up doing a video and then um and then, I was doing some interviews or conversations with people at Destination Southeast last May, and I called up Bruce and said, "Hey," because I know he produces videos. I mean, he has the whole setup. So if you ever need someone to come with you and do a video setup, interview you or whatever, Bruce Jordan has a setup that beats most studios, okay? He will come and bring his studio with him. He came out to Florida or Miami, and and, um, and we did I asked him I'm the host, right? And he produced it, he filmed it, he did everything, he did the editing, everything, okay? So and I met him on LinkedIn. That's what I'm about. The connections, if we don't work the connections, we're never gonna know what we can get, okay? So we have to work the connections. You don't you know, um just connect with someone on LinkedIn and like, "Okay, well, I connect with them and that's it. Things are gonna happen through osmosis now." No, you still have to work it. You have to build the relationships. So stay in front of your network. Don't just connect, stay connected, follow up regularly, send updates, messages, or even something unique like a postcard. I got a postcard the other day from Miss Debbie Vale. So this is the 3rd postcard. Now, I can remember the postcards I received this year. Okay, it's only March, right? I can tell you the 3 that I got, I don't think I got any last year. Maybe I got maybe 1 last year, but I know the most 3 recent ones. Debbie Vale sent me one last week. Um, An Analata Becerra, she sent me one. She's from, Visit Santa Ana, and then Michelle Flippo with, Visit Oxnard. and Debbie Vales from Visit Pasadena. All DMOs or CDBs, they send me postcards. I remember that, but I couldn't tell you who sent me the last email. I could not tell you that because that's not memorable. Everyone's sending email. Everyone's doing that. Do something. Stay in front of your network, but do something different. It's okay to okay, Imma get some postcards and Imma send things out. That's the stuff that's memorable. That's how you start those building the relationships, building those ties with people, not just by emailing because everybody else does it. Well, why not well, do this. This is a novel idea. Pick up the damn phone and call somebody. Who does that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm on one today. Okay, just in case you didn't know. Stay in front of the network. I'm gonna go through this again. Don't just connect, stay connected, follow up regularly, send updates, messages, or even something unique like a postcard, like I just said. Engage with your clients' content. If they're posting things, like what they're saying, like what they're posting, make a comment. Like, hey, I love that. Great idea. That was to the point. Oh my God, you're so this, you're so that, whatever, you're so connected, whatever. Connect with the people. Make comments on their posts. Don't just like it and keep it moving. Like it and say, "Hey, that's great. That made me think," or whatever the heck it is. Make a comment about it. That goes a long way. The easiest business to win is the business that already knows you. The easiest business to win is the business that already knows you. They know you, they see you, they know what you do, they know how you can help, and they know who you are. Man, I'm on a roll today. Are you guys feeling that? Are you feeling the energy right now? Number 3, showcase what you do. In fact, I got a video because I don't know, it's been about a month ago. I do these little web series called Hospitality Unplugged, okay? And every now and then I come up with a topic. I'm like, I want to do like just a quick little series on something within Hospitality Unplugged, whatever it is. Well, this one happened to be about who Russell of Hotels is or what I do, right? So hold on one second. So I'm gonna play it right now. So what does Russell of Hotel stand for? What do I do? Man, it's a lot of times people ask me that. They're like, well, what Russell of Hotels, what is it? Okay. Now that I know how you got your name, what is it that you do? So hotel site selection is one of the things that I do where I assist companies and organizations, companies with finding that right hotel for their conference, their convention, their retreat, their reunion, whatever the case may be. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. So anything 10 rooms or more, I've done as least amount as 10 rooms. I've done as many as 650 rooms on peak night. Just depends on what you're looking for. So it takes just as much time as to do 10 rooms that it is to do 650 rooms. Although we know that there's meeting space that could be involved in there as well and food and beverage, but I make sure I take care of that as well. So yeah. So there you go. So that's what I do, right? Well, that's one thing that I do, but I want to let people know that, right? So showcase what you do. Let people know. Don't let them guess. I mean, you don't want people to guess on there. Well, what does he do again? No, let them know. I see a comment. Let me see. Is there a comment right there? I see Karen. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate the love and support. You know what? That's what I'm talking about. There you go. See, you make a comment, it gets put on the page, right? It gets put on there. She's on Facebook. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So getting back to where was I? See now what happens when that I was on number 3, right? Number 3, showcase what you do. Okay, so make sure you showcase what you do. Make it clear what you sell. Some people like, you work for a hotel, yeah, and I'm in sales. What are you selling? Sometimes people don't know what you sell. They think, "Are you selling hotels?" Maybe they think you're in, hotels real estate sales, like you're selling, you know, a commercial property. Maybe they think that, right? Let them know "Oh, no, I sell, groups of 10 rooms or more, like for sports groups that are coming into town to play at the local stadium or whatever, or, I deal with associations or fraternities and, all this kind explain to them what you mean by "I sell." okay? Because a lot of times people don't know. People on the outside of this industry, they don't know. So you have to explain that stuff to them. And that's if that doesn't build credibility, I don't know what the heck it will at that point, right? So showcase what you do, know what you sell, or let them know what you sell. Who you help? Who do you help with it? Oh, okay. Oh, well, we're broken down into separate market segments. Okay, what's a market segment? Okay, well, like sports would be a market. Social, like weddings and groups like that. That's a different market segment as well. Government, association, SMERF. What is SMERF? SMERF stands for social, military, educational, religious, and fraternal. Oh my God, I didn't know that. I thought SMERF were little blue people. You know what? I've heard it all, right? I've heard it all. But if you don't explain it to people, that's what they're gonna think, right? They're gonna think stuff like that. So just make sure we're educating people on what we do, who we are, what we do, and how you can help people. And that it takes all the guesswork out of everything. So yeah, so just make sure we're doing that. And yeah, use videos, use photos, site visit highlights. I mean, I'm giving you the blueprint right here. I'm just, you know what? I'm just giving you everything today. Client success stories. Sometimes clients will want to talk about some clients will wanna go on video and say, "Hey, you remember back in the day?" Okay, I don't know, now I'm really dating myself. Hotels used to have this brag book, right? So, basically, in the sales department, when people come in and, they're waiting for their sales contact to come out, it can be a catering person or a salesperson. They have these big books, big binders with a lot of, like, cards that people have sent in, "Thank you for helping us on our wedding. Oh my god, everything was great. Um, you know, um, the the business the board meeting that we had here was such a success. Thank you so much, Russell, for making it happen." That's called a brag book. It was a big binder like this, right? Full of photos and cards that people had sent over the years, right? Well, they don't have that anymore. Okay. So what they do have, or what we can have, is your clients. Sometimes they do want to go on video. Sometimes they don't. I understand that. But if you had a video of clients talking about, oh my God, this I had an event at XYZ Hotel, and Russell was a sales manager. He made sure everything went well. Oh my God, it was great. It was the greatest thing we ever had. We're definitely going back. Boom. You had a video of that. Don't you think that would go? That would give Russell some credibility, and that would give that hotel some credibility as well, right? So that's what we can do. Showcase what you do. And if it comes down to client success stories, make sure you have that in there as well. Make sure you have that in your arsenal, if you will. So there you go. So that's just some stuff that, you know what, I was just on one today, and I thought that was good, right? It was good. 40 minutes. I'm 46 minutes already. Damn. I've been talking a long time. Okay, I got one more thing to do. Who's hiring? Woo, man, I gotta catch my breath here. And then this is a podcaster's best friend, a bottle of water, because sometimes I become parched. Okay. Oh man, that was a good one. Anyway, okay, so let's move on to the last part. Make sure you make your comments. I'm big on putting things on the screen, right? I love people make comments. So make comments, say hello, do something. I will acknowledge you. So okay, so who's hiring? And I put these down somewhere. Okay. These are all in the greater Los Angeles area. Okay. So um, if you're in Indianapolis, Indiana, I don't have anything for you. Okay, I'm sorry. These are in the greater Los Angeles area because that's where I happen to be. Okay, so why did I say Indiana, Indianapolis? Well, that's where it's from. So anyway, who's hiring? Homewood Hampton Inn, Long Beach Airport. They're looking for a director of sales. Okay, so the Homewood slash Hampton Inn, I guess it's a dual branded property. That's what it sounds like to me. One building, two different brands. Because those are both Hampton and Homewood Suites are both Hilton products. In case you did not know that. So they're looking for a director of sales, the one at the Long Beach Airport. Hilton Anaheim. Okay, that's a big box hotel. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing. That's like it's got to be 1,300 rooms. I think that's the largest hotel in Anaheim, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of meeting space. They must have probably, if they don't have 1,000,000 square feet, it's probably close to it. Nah, it's maybe not. At least 500,000. Probably at least 500 meeting space. Hilton Woodland Hills, that's my old property. I used to work there years ago. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing. Now, that was my first sales experience was at that hotel. So I have a lot of fond memories of that hotel. Training and all that. That's back when people were being trained, right? So Lisa Barbagallo, Tom Torrance, shout out to them because Tom Torrance gave me the shot. He left to be a general manager. Lisa Barbagallo was our senior salesperson. She stepped into that role and made sure that someone like Russell of hotels, well, I was just Russell Edmond, was trained on sales. Okay, so they gave me the Smurf market. Okay? There's social, military, educational, religious, and fraternal. And I owned that crap. Okay, I owned it. All right. So anyway, as you can tell, I have a lot of some good. I have a lot of good things to say about that experience. So I appreciate everything they did for me there. Really, the AC Hotel in El Segundo. They're looking for a campus director of sales. I don't know what that campus means. Maybe it's multiple hotels there. There must be. There must be more than one, just the AC Hotel there. Maybe there's another hotel there. But the AC Hotel El Segundo, they're looking for a campus director of sales. And then Island Hospitality, which is, I guess, an owner slash management company, they're looking for a director of sales at the Home 2 Suites by Hilton, and that's in Woodland Hills as well, right? So, in fact, they try to hide this, right? Some hotels won't tell you exactly what some jobs won't tell you exactly the hotel. They just say Island Hospitality. And they give an address. Like, okay, I can just Google the address and it tell me what the hotel is because they didn't tell me what the hotel was, right? So I Googled it and it came up Home 2 Suites. I'm like, okay. And that could be a new build. I'm not sure because like I said, I used to work in Woodland Hills, and I know this is a new build, I just don't know where it is, but it's on Oxnard Street, so if you know Oxnard in Woodland Hills, on that street, right down the street from Marriott that's over there. So, Island Hospitality, looking for a director of sales at the Home 2 Suites by Hilton in Woodland Hills. So there you go. So if you're looking for a job, looking for a sales job, I don't know why I only come across the sales jobs, but I do. Uh, Probably because that's in the algorithm. That's the only thing they send me. But every now and then I'll see, a general manager position or a housekeeping manager or front desk every now and then. But most of the ones that I share with you, those are sales positions. And I also have now I can't tell you what this one is, but I got a call. See, it's funny. People watch this show or watch the different things that I do, and they'll reach out to me. So this executive recruiter or slash headhunter from the East Coast called me the other day, called me, you know, went on my website, russellofhotels.com, and my phone number and called me, which I love, right? So it said, "Hey, I'm so and so, blah blah blah." And believe me, I didn't answer the phone at first because I didn't recognize the number, right? So I let it go to voicemail. So he left a voicemail, and I said, "Oh, okay, let me call him back." So I called the guy, and he's saying that he has a position open in the I'll just say this, it's in the Inland Empire, which is in Southern California, not too far from here. They're looking for a senior salesperson at a hotel that will be, rebranded. Okay, let's just say that. And, I can't tell you the name of it, I can't tell you the city, I can't tell you just say it's in the Inland Empire. And if anybody's interested, just reach out to me and I will get you in contact with that person. Okay. So anybody that's interested in a senior sales position in the Inland Empire, I can give you a little bit more information if you were to call me. And let me see, do I have my email address? Oh, just click on the right here, the QR code, which is right here. Click on the QR code and my information will be there. So even if it takes you to my website, um, just go to my website and, do the email thing. Do the email thing. In fact, wait a minute. I can do this. I'll just give you this big one right here. Boom. There you go. Okay, I didn't mean to cover myself, but this will give you everything. This will give you my website as well as my email. So just click on this QR code if you're interested in that position, and I'll give you more information about it. Just email me and then put your phone number in there, and I'll call you back. Okay, sound good? So anyway, that is it. I think. I appreciate you guys joining on air with Russell of Hotels. This was show number. What was this? 336. Yeah, 336. I appreciate you guys joining. I appreciate everybody that made comments or just came in to say hey. Keisha Stone, appreciate you. Simone, thank you so much for joining. Soul Literacy, thank you. Marvin Vasquez, thank you. Travel Girl, Girls YS, thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming on and just showing yourself, right? And that's what it's all about, right? So let's see. I think I have another comment. Let's see. Oh, somebody, okay, see somebody when someone does that, if somebody clicks on the QR code, I get a notification. That's what I'm talking about. That's called technology, okay? So, and if anybody has any questions about podcasts or how do I set everything up, right? Or the podcast platforms that I use, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than willing to let people know how this whole thing works, how I got started, all that stuff. Um, yeah, I use a tool. The platform I use right now is called Restream, but I've used other ones as well. What are the other ones called? StreamYard. I've used StreamYard before. Um, but all the platforms are not for everybody. I mean, it just depends on what you do and how involved you are and how many graphics you want and all that stuff. They all almost work the same, but some of them have different things than other ones. All don't have the same things, right? There may be one little thing that they don't have that this one has, right? So Ecamm Live I've used as well. So Facebook Live. I remember when Facebook Live first came out. I jumped to using that because it was the first one. It was the first video conferencing thing that we did. So we went from traditional podcast, which was 100% audio, almost like a radio station, to video podcast, which is this is where we are now, right? All in, I mean, I started back in 2019. So that wasn't that long ago, and technology is just going so quickly that I used to have a board that had music and scripts and all that stuff on it that was, this big, literally this big. Well, I don't use it anymore because I don't have to because the technology is so advanced that you don't have to necessarily use it anymore unless you need all that stuff, and I ended up not needing it. So there you go. So anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much. Any questions or comments, all my information is there. Click on it and feel free to reach out to me. Reach out and touch. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much. Happy Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday, so make sure you go out and have some tacos or whatever. Go to your favorite Mexican restaurant and have some tacos and tell them Russell of Hotels sent you. Me, I'm all about the non-meat eat, so I'm always going. Well, for the most part, Taco Tuesdays I eat at home because I don't eat meat, right? So I gotta make stuff special for me, right? So, but anyway, but there are a couple vegan Mexican restaurants that are fire, but they're kind of distance from me. So maybe that's why I'm not there today. So anyway, that is it. Have a great day. And just remember tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, I'll be doing daily check-in with Russell Hotel. Okay. So there you go. Have a great day again. And as always, peace.